Hey, what's the deal, YouTube? It's your girl, Miss Honey. Welcome back to the channel, you guys. Welcome back. I hope you guys had a wonderful weekend. You guys already know why we're here. We're here to do a review slash analysis of Power, Book 3, Raising Kanan. This is season 4. This is episode 6. I think there's 4 more episodes. And then I think we have a break after this one. I think that there's a small break there, and then we'll complete season 4 out. So this episode was called The Price of Fame, and it was all about basically Kanan and Juke dealing with what we now know is the death of Fame. You guys, I watched the full opening of each episode. I know people think the intro is very, very long when 50 Cent does his song, but I quite enjoy it. And you also get to see like who the executive producers are and the showrunners. And, you just get to get a lot of data from the opening credits and the closing credits as well. But and I see where Courtney Kemp is still on as an executive producer. Now, I don't know if that's because she has some sort of vestment into the show and will always be considered executive producer. I thought she left the Power franchise and went over to Netflix, but I could be wrong about that. Y'all let me know down below. But I can't believe Courtney is still involved. I mean, at this point, I don't know that 50 Cent is involved. It just feels really, really hodgepodgey. You know what I mean? I'm not saying that the actors aren't giving their best, because I do see them giving their very best. You working with what you working with, right? Like, here's the script, here's the dialogue, this is what they're working with. I said in previous episodes for this season, I said it feels like they filmed a bunch of different scenes. And they assemble those scenes for each episode according to what message it is they want to convey. And if episode 6 does not show you that that is true, I don't know. No, I'm wrong sometimes. I'm no, TV show genius, but I watch a lot of programming. And I've watched some really, 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 really good writing. Okay? I just feel like they're falling short on this season for whatever reason. I don't know what 50's relationship with Starz is. He beef a lot with people. I just don't know. I don't know what everybody's investment is in this season. And in this leg of the franchise, right? But listen, let's go and get into it. The show opens with Fame's memorial service, which happens to be in a bar. The last place he did open mic and performed was in this bar. Y'all know Lou and Marvin is partnered with this the white woman at the bar who liked Fame to buy that place, and Lou has a studio there. People perform there, but it is also a bar. And where the stage would be, the last place he's performed, they've got his picture up and they've got flowers around, right? Apparently, Fame was in real bad shape, and so therefore there's no viewing per se. Now it is in a bar. Okay, and everybody is going from place to place within the bar and expressing their grief and their mourning or whatever. Juke wants justice. Kanan is angry. Rock is dressed so whorish. Rock is dressed so whorish, you guys. She got on like an electric blue bodysuit with her belly cutouts on the belly and on the chestal area. You see what I'm saying? I'm talking about skit tight blue bodysuit. Like, girl, this is a homegoing service. Okay, she's sitting at the bar talking to Lou. Lou is this whole episode he's beside himself about Fame. I still we still don't know who really hurt Fame. We know that they're kind of trying to flesh it out in this episode, but at this point in the opening scene, I still think Lou could have had something to do with it. You don't know what all you have done as a blackout drunk. You don't know. As you continue to heal and stay sober, things come to you. But it could have been Lou. It could have been Lou. You don't know. You see all them cars he tore up while he was drunk. Anyway, she want to make sure she press on everybody. We gonna find out what happened to um to Fame. She ain't leaning in, but Lou is, and she want to make sure that they keep Kanan straight. Right? That's her number one priority. And keep it low and slow to the flow. You know what I'm saying? He said he want revenge too. She said, well, I thought you wasn't doing that no more. And he was like, listen, this Fame situation is different. Okay? He goes over and he talks to Fame's sister Jess. And she go over and talk to Fame mama. And then we get to see sort of Kanan, who's brooding and upset and can't be consoled. We see him sitting with Juke and with Crystal. Crystal don't really, she's just going through the motions. Just her man upset about his man. And, you can just tell she got a real selfish way about her sometimes. Right? Now, she is a young girl. We're going to keep that in mind. But we can never, ever forget who Crystal is. They trying to reshape Crystal in our mind. They trying to reshape her and make her seem like she Lord of Canaan and everything. But we can't forget that she sent folks after Juke. That she was a very selfish, yet still she a young girl, but she got a real nasty attitude at this thing because it seemed like it ain't about her. Juke tell Kanan she want in on whatever revenge he got planned. You the oldest, Juke. You the oldest. Okay? If you want revenge, go get it. Why you leading him down? Okay. Anyway, Lou is getting sad and he getting horny, and Fame's sister is going to take care of that. But we're going to get to it. We see where Unique returns to Russo's and he got a plan at this time, right? And he feel like, okay, now he done got in bed with Quan again, and Quan going to be his supplier. Quan going to be the supplier, and all he need is money and manpower. Okay? And Russo was like, okay, well, you got your supply and everything. He said, I got to lay low. I got to keep it real low and slow. Now, you can't be out here just shooting up these streets and stuff, because I don't want no beef with Stefano. I don't. I can't afford it right now. Okay? And I need you to tell me how much you going to pay me to get all this done. And Unique is like, well, if you help me put me on with the money and the manpower, we gonna make sure that you get money, you get paid. He give him the name and the number of a dude up in Jersey that's gonna help him out. Okay, we see where Marvin and Rock are struggling. Even worse now that Marvin done went and made a bad situation worse, which is what Marvin does. Okay, and he done got rid of Terry. Now they got to deal with Terry's brother, who is a junkie, a cokehead. You know what I'm saying? He a freebaser. I mean, right in front of them. Right in front of them. He got lines of cocaine. Like this Hollywood. What is you doing? What is you doing? You know what I'm saying? And what kind of Asian? No, this not what we do. This not how we handle our business. You need to be doing this in the back somewhere, sir. He right there in front of them now. He want to repaint the office. He ain't got no kind of mourning in him for his brother Terry. None whatsoever. He high all the time. He can't be trusted. You cannot rely upon him. And because he high all the time, he numb. He not even slightly afraid. He has zero, I mean zero, reverence or respect for Rock and Marvin. He want to know what color. And he want to set up a meet and greet with her team and his team, and they will everybody get to know each other. He's high. He's delusionally high. And it don't matter how much they threaten him. It doesn't matter because he's high. He's numb. He's numb to fear. Right? He don't let himself come down long enough to have common sense. You should have kept Terry and got rid of this one. But that's water under the bridge. Okay? We see where Marvin and Rock walk out the building, and she's trying to tell him, this is your fault. This is why I told you to hold it in the road, so on and so forth. And you know, she got this really bad situation. She wanna be the connect, but the person that provide the product for her to be the connect wanna meet her people. She ain't got no people. It's just her. She's the only one trying to get this thing moving. She got to figure that out. So she put Marvin in charge of the junkie. She put him in charge of that. How many times Marvin got to mess up? But you ain't got nobody, Rock. You ain't got nobody but Marvin. Lou don't want no part of it. So you tell him he need to fix it. You already know how Marvin fix everything. You need to be hiring. You need to be hiring somebody that can really, really help you work this business, Rock. Or you need to send Marvin for some training. He needs some in-services. Okay? So we see where Kanan, and I think his name is Lil C the Shorty, he go by the old spot, and he got Lil C managing. Lil C, he ain't Marvin, but he is second in command apparently in Kanan's business. Now Kanan is surly and upset and disgruntled about fame. Finally, about fame, right? Fame been gone 3 months. Fame been gone 3 months, and now you mad because fame is confirmed dead. You want everybody to pay because fame is confirmed dead. You want us to buy the fact that you upset about fame because now we confirmed that fame is dead. And so he goes in there, and Lil C said we short on product. We just about out of product. If you ain't got enough, you might as well be out of product. Tells him that Kanan don't want to talk about that. She want to talk about what anybody's saying on the street about fame. Who hurt fame? That's what we want to know. Okay, so Lil C and all the guys, you know, they smoking, they sitting around, so on and so forth. This how you know you ain't got a lot of product, because ain't nobody moving nothing. So Lil C said, I want this information. You know, Kanan said, I want this information about who hurt fame. And so Lil C said, well, we don't really know anything. Ain't nobody heard nothing. And he was like, y'all ain't got no product. Y'all ain't got no work. This y'all work. This what y'all need to be working on. This what y'all need to be working on at all times. Okay, until I get this information. And he pushes up on C, get right in his face, and real nasty, real ugly, much like he did to Fame. Y'all remember when he threw Fame out of his own apartment? We don't forgot about that. That he cussed Fame out, pushed up on him hard, and threw him out of his own apartment. The reason that Kanan got that as his spot is because of Fame. Did we remember that? Okay, I just was asking. I was just checking. I was just checking. All right. So you go over there and you barking and manhandling everybody over there because you ashamed of the fact that you didn't treat your mans and them right when he was a living, when he was alive. Okay. We see where Lou and is at an AA meeting and he dealing with his fame emotions. We also see at the same time Juke at home and she dealing with her fame emotions. She done went in there under the sofa, which is a perfectly safe place to have your gun. I guess you got to have it in case somebody kick your front door down. You just reach right under the sofa cushion and pull your gun out. It is how children get killed all the time in the parents' home because the guns and weapons aren't secured. But I digress. Anywho, she just, they want to give us brooding. They want to give us brooding. But the Juke character, for some reason, I'm just not buying it. And I don't think I'm buying it because of how the writing is. They want to give us this brooding Juke, but I don't think this is the Juke that we know from Power, the Power series. That was a police officer. This ain't the same Juke. We not there yet. I stand by that. We are not there yet. I don't care how this episode ended. We are not there yet. Okay? We see where Kanan goes to his storage spot and he just putting his money. And all he got in his storage unit, which has an open ceiling, open top on it. Right? So if you got a ladder and put it up to each storage unit, you can look down into the storage unit and see what's inside the storage unit. Did anybody else peep that? Was it just me? Okay, that's fine. But we see where Lil C done follow him to the storage unit. So Lil C know where he taking his book bag of money. Okay. Fame, we found out from Garcia talking to Fame mama that Fame was tortured. Okay, and Fame mama is pissed off. Pissed off. Now you coming to me to try to figure out what happened to my son. I been coming to you for months, for weeks, for days, and y'all hadn't done nothing. Now you want to lay it all on my feet to find out what happened to my son. She put him to smack dab up out of there. Okay. We see where Lou go to see his mama. And baby, when I tell you she is a piece of work, she is a piece of work. Right? Now, you couldn't get Marvin to do it. You obviously ain't got enough balls to do it. Right? You better not ask Rock. You should have asked Rock from the beginning. Because Rock would have eased you right on off into glory. Really. Really. I think if you really wanted to go on home to be with the Lord, you know not to ask Rock. You really don't want to leave. Because if you did want to leave, you'd have asked Rock. But Rock ain't finna give you the time of day. So she asked Lou if he know that she asked Marvin about ending her breathing. And he was like, what? You asked Marvin. Marvin told you no, now you asking me. All the while she insulted him, calling him fragile. She a piece of work. She is a piece of work. Girl, if you want to go, go. If you want to leave, leave. You see? But you going to claw and scratch and drag these kids down as much as you can. If you got to suffer, they got to suffer too. Even in death, you are the worst. The most selfish, narcissistic. Why are we still doing this? This is what I want to know. Why are we still doing this with this woman, with Joyce? Why are we still chewing on this? What's the point, writers? What is the point? Lay this woman to rest and let's move on with things that mean something in this leg of the franchise. Ooh, y'all get me riled up. We see where Unique goes to see his stylist child, and he wants to be fresh and dope before returning to the streets. He finna make his big debut, and he gets suited. He gets shaved. He get cleaned up. He get that old nappy hair cut down. He take off his hoodie that makes him invisibility hoodie. Gets him some jewelry and some chains, and he gonna put all of them on. He wanna return like ta-da, like ta-da, right? This what he wanna do. Okay, fur coat and everything. We see where Kanan finds out from his crew, Lil C, that it was Freddie's crew that did Fame in, right? And he was like, yeah, good work, good work. You don't think you need to investigate? This the same thing that got Marvin, good friend, the one that got his finger cut off, or was it eye put out? His eye put out. One of them. This the same thing got him killed when Howard told Rock that he was down there snitching. Didn't even ask no questions. Well, she did have Marvin go and investigate. But Marvin, like I said, Marvin make every bad situation worse. So Kanan takes this information and he leaves half cocked. He goes over there to see um, that Freddy's crew is out on the corner, and he gonna roll up with one gun and 5 ninjas. He gonna kill all 5 ninjas. One gun. But he happened to see that one of the dudes had a gun. Oh, you thought you was the only one with a pistol? You thought you was the only one with a pew-pew, Kanan? Right? He decides to drive on off and go on about his business. He got to rethink this thing, right? Because every time you rolled up on somebody before, you had Fame with you. Okay. All right. Okay, we see where Lou critiques Brillo pad in the studio. He won't, it's really much ado about nothing, basically. He's saying, you giving us the same flow, the same rhythm. I need you to be more Picasso with the situation. And of course, even though you living with this man and he got your career in his hands and everything, you say, well, I need money. I need to get paid. I need you to turn this music into a album or single or something and put me out on the radio, right? But you could be working clubs. If you wanted to work clubs, you could work clubs. You could work clubs and get promo pay for that. But no, anyway, everything's coming to a fever pitch with Lou and Brillo pad. We see where Stefano takes Rock to the father-daughter dance. In other words, she ain't got no people, but he decide he gonna go and he gonna be her people. Like, yeah, we working together type situation so she can get it popped off with the supplier. Okay? The wholesaler, right? And so they do a good job, but Rock don't have time for this. She got to get this thing going. The truck's not moving, her product not moving, her money is at a stalemate. She don't have Quan. She need to get this stuff, get this supplies, build this relationship, and get this stuff out and get money coming in. And she need to do it in yesterday. And so the guy was like, well, let me look over some numbers and let me call you back. She said, this is how much I can pay. She done gave him the piece of paper. And Stefano was like, God dang. Yeah, golly. He tried to play it cool like, Rock, this is not how it's done. Rock was like, I ain't got time. I don't have time. Every time I come, you got another reason why you not giving me my supplies. Okay? This is how much I can pay. It's non-negotiable. You figure it out on your end, but get me my product. She look good. She talking good, right? And these two dudes, all they can do is comply. All they can do is comply, right? Don't have time to be hemming and hawing with y'all, right? Don't send me no email. Send me where I can pick up my product. Okay. We see where Marvin go by to see his mama, but he can't even go in there. He can't even go in there because she's so cruel. She's so cruel. even though he want to show her love and support in her last days, just like Lou, he's not allowed to do it because what gives her life and breath is tearing them down. He don't even go in and see her, right? We see where Kanan is prepared to run down on Freddie and his crew, except he's got to go and get Juke. He got to go and get Juke. He got to go and get Juke. Now, Juke is set up her own firing range, her own target practice. She done got that pew pew from underneath the sofa, and she goes out and sets up bottles and whoozy whatses and thingamabobs so she could shoot at them. Again, this is to give us the impression that Juke is locked and loaded. It is not executed in a way that I find believable, in my opinion. Y'all tell me what you think. Y'all put it down below. Okay, we see where Rock stops by Kanan's place to tell him about the fact that she's got a new supplier, and more product is going to be coming in. And she tells Crystal to look out for Kanan because he in his own head, and we need to make sure that Kanan stay, hold it down. He needs to hold it down. So I thought Kanan was just selling Mary Jane, but obviously he's got to be selling harder drugs as well, obviously. And Crystal tried to be kind of slick at the mouth when she realized that first of all, Rock looked good, okay, and she grown woman. She would slap you the taste clean out of your mouth, right? She let you have it. She letting you have it, girl. But if you go too far, Crystal, you gonna get your eyes scratched out, okay, and put in that Louis bag. All right. Just keep your eyes open and keep your eye out for Kanan. Okay? And Rock going about her business. We see where Lou is trying, he trying not to drink even though he's sitting in front of drink. And basically he calls Fame's sister. Now he finna get this booty. All of this booty. He's about to get it. Okay? And he's sad and he's mournful and she got to console him. It was her brother that was killed. That was tortured and killed and left under a mattress in a crack house in an abandoned building. You more broken up than she is. This is something that's about it ain't. I don't. Okay. So they end up going back to the studio and they end up sleeping together. Basically, they consoling each other by connecting the parts. Now, I don't know why she had to take off her jewelry and her necklace in order to have sex. But, I mean, your hair ain't long. It ain't tangling up. Now, why is you taking your jewelry off? She took it off because Amani was going to come by the studio later. And we needed Amani to see that Jess was there. You don't even know this man. You slept with him one time. Y'all don't go together. It ain't like y'all Grease. Y'all hung out all summer. And now he acting like he don't know you. This was just 2 days ago, girl, that you was giving him booty. He not your boyfriend. But you see the jewelry over there. You see him acting funny. And you decide that you want to act rah-rah about the fact that he's sleeping with other girls. Did this man promise you he was your boo? Did he give you his class ring, girl? His Letterman jacket? He did not. Do you have a key to his apartment? Huh? Did he leave something at your house the last time he was over there smashing? That one time? He did not. This ain't your man. Why y'all trying to sell this in this way? I just don't know. It wasn't even necessary. This Amani situation was not necessary. You might as well go back to work for Rock, Lou. You ain't working on this business. Ooh, that pissed me off. Okay, we see where Unique goes to see Russo's Connect, the one that's got the money and the manpower, and he gets the soldiers he need to compete with Rock. All right, but remember, he cannot go shoot him up with Rock. He can't go around here shooting these corners up with Rock because Rock corners technically belong to She got to pay up to Stefano, I believe. Okay. Anyway, we see where Juke returned, Kanan returned home, and Crystal's there, and Crystal tell him, uh, she tried to, calm him down a little bit. He just want to go to bed. We see where Juke returns home from the shooting range, and Marvin tried to talk to her. And this was one of the more deeper scenes. This was one of the more deeper scenes of this episode, right? And it crescendoed in this way that I was really, really proud of this scene with Marvin telling Juke about how he messed up. You don't want to do that. He knew she had the gun. He said when he sat down, he felt like something was different, right? It's on the sofa cushion. He's trying to talk to her. And of course, she's like, oh, it calms me down. And da 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 da. He's like, I don't want you to do something stupid, you. You don't want to trade places with me. I've done stupid things after stupid things after stupid things. And it has only just made matters worse. But like I said, it crescendos in this way that I was really, really proud of this conversation that he's having with her about not making these choices and turning her life around. And it fizzles out really lame. And he was like, but I don't know what it is I'm trying to say. And it falls flat. At the same time, he asked for his gun back. She gave him the gun back. And instead of him putting it away, because she feeling some type of way about fame. She half cocked. She a part of your bloodline, which means she prone to do stupid things for stupid reasons. You take the gun and put it under a different cushion on the sofa. Oh, that was elusive, Lou. Very elusive. Right? Still, it was one of the more deeper scenes. It fell flat. He jumped the shark on it. But, okay, we see where Rock locks down the remaining Asian distros. The other Asian distros who got restaurants around town that distribute her product. She goes and she makes sure she locked them down. I got product coming in. I need to make sure y'all doing what y'all supposed to be doing on y'all end. And Rock is really the only person that's working the plan. She ain't got nobody else really to work the plan. We see where Marvin goes and collects from Early. Okay, and just that quick, he needed Early to pitch hit. Early is complaining about how hard it is doing the bookie thing. And just that quick, Marvin is like, give me my money. Don't bellyache to me. Do your job. You don't forget just that quick, Marvin, that Early don't do good, you don't do good. Early mess up, it might as well be you messing up. You don't forget. But before this season is over, he gonna find out. He gonna find out. Okay. We see where Kanan comes over and rounds Juke up to go and avenge Fame. We see where Brillo goes to see his baby mama. He got Pampers, but that ain't enough. She need money. She need him to step up, right? Well, he had already talked to Lowell, the guy that's over the record company. Remember that conversation? Remember we talked about Lowell had already let him know that he keep money at his house? And Brillo made a note of it. Well, now it come due, because Brillo need money. He go see a guy named Kenyatta who got a group that they rob and run down on, right? He woke, but he also a robber. And he tells him about the record producer and about how they can go in there and he got copious amounts of cash and they can rob him. So he set this plan in place, okay? That we'll look for that to manifest next episode. We see where Juke and Kanan in the car and they lay down a plan. She laying down the plan. She was in charge for 6 weeks. I don't know. Did she stay for the whole basic training, child? She didn't even graduate. Okay, you 6 weeks. You wasn't even basic training 6 weeks, good girl. And all of a sudden, you know how to shoot. You know how to plan. You okay? It's fine. Whatever. Um, and she tell him how they gonna run down. Now it's broad daylight yet again. Everything is done in broad daylight. Nobody seen nothing. Nobody know nothing. Nobody heard anything. All right. We see where she run down the plan to Kanan. Kanan is impressed, and it's supposed to be a moment between the two of them, but child, um, we see where uh they go, and the Freddy's crew is on the baseball court. Like I said, it's 5 of them on the baseball court, and they broad daylight. They go out there and they let out 3 shots. Juke up in the air, down on the ground, and she hold her gun next to one of them ear and pop it off. You know the person gonna be deaf now, okay? And what happened? Tell me what happened. Why did you do it? Which one of you did it? Da. It's they begging and pleading, they down, and Juke is running the show. Kanan basically just like what she said, right? He's still a little frightened. They're all frightened because you got this gun. She don't mind shooting it, but it's broad daylight, and you done let off 3 shots. That means everybody at their window in some capacity, and they watching it all go down. Soon we hear police in the background. They on their way. You can't hear it, but she does find out after being real rah-rah and half cocked. She does find out that it was the police. It might not have been them. That's not the truth. It was the police. The police was tortured and Fame. Oh, okay. All right. So the police is coming, and Kanan finally comes to himself and was like, Juke, they might be telling the truth. We can always come back. And Juke was like, you know what? If I find out you lied to me, I'm coming back. I'm going to kill everybody in your family, and I'm going to kill you. I'm still not convinced, Juke. I still don't think you there yet, Juke. I don't. Yeah, you tried to give it to us, but I wasn't buying it. Okay? Then, the piece de resistance, we get to see Lou found out that Jess is moving her mama to California. It's no reason for them to stay there, right? This where her son was killed, and they moving. Why we needed these things, I don't know. I don't know if this means that Lou is moving to California. I think what we're seeing is the wrap up of this portion with the Thomases. I think this is what they're trying to convey overall. I think when we get into season 5, it's going to be a major time jump, you guys. Major time jump. And I don't think we're going to see Lou very much longer in season 5. I think they're setting Lou up in a situation where he's going to be moving to California. I think we're going to lose Marvin as a character. Okay? And I think that's going to catapult I don't know what's going to happen to Rock. I'm hoping Rock is going to be incarcerated so we can still have access to Rock, but she not be DEAD. And I think going forward, we're going to see the split off and evolution of Juke and Kanan. And Kanan's going to develop new relationships with new people, and we're going to be bringing in some new characters. That's what I think is going to happen. But before we get there, we got to have Unique come and show his face, and he does. He comes, and Rock gets home. She got yet another bodysuit on, child. And he done come in the window, which he known to do. Y'all know Rock don't secure none of her properties, honey. You can come in and out as you want to. He's standing in the kitchen, and he eating butter pecan ice cream. And she's shocked. She is shocked. But baby, when I tell you he look good, he look good. Got him a fur coat on, baby. Got all his jewelry on and everything. That's the episode, you guys. I told y'all my predictions. Y'all tell me what you think. Y'all put it down below. What did you guys think of this episode? Do it look like they putting they all into the writing? Or do it look like we just got a bunch of filler stuff going on that really don't mean nothing to us? Do you think they could do better, you guys? I'd like to know. Put it down below. Listen, and until next time, honeybees. I holla.